Hey, we're live. Aloha, everybody. How's it going? I'm going to change the camera angle. Hold on. Get you a better view. Changing the camera a little bit. That looks pretty good. Aloha, everybody. Welcome. Much mahalo for watching. How's it going? Aloha. It's 3:18 in the afternoon, October 30th, the day before Halloween. I wanted to talk about Leilani Estates, lava disaster recovery, and give you an update on what's going on with the lava. So first, let's talk about the lava. That's probably the most interesting. There's been a little bit more SO2 that I have detected in the past week and a half or so, maybe 2 weeks or so, in Leilani. Like right now, I can smell a little bit more SO2, and we are near fissure 10. So it's kind of interesting. I've smelt more SO2 in the past 2 weeks than I have in the past, let's say, month or so. So that's kind of interesting. Yes, please give this a thumbs up, hit the bell symbol to get notifications. Please subscribe, comment. I love you all. So the lava is not erupting, right? I want to just make that clear. There's no visible lava. We don't see any lava. About a week ago, there was some inflation on the lower rift zone and at the summit at Kilauea, but that is kind of stopped, and now there's been some deflation. Yesterday, I watched Philip Ong's update, and it's kind of interesting to see the inflation and deflation. So it's definitely going to happen again soon, and I keep on saying that. And that's just how I grew up. You know, it was always, well, the lava's always going to be somewhere, sometime. So it's kind of just a waiting game. So we're not in any immediate danger right now of mass destruction. Fissure 8 is calmed down a lot, but the longer the pause, the longer the pause goes along, or is, at fissure 8, the less likely lava is to return at fissure 8. So that's good. But then lava could return uprift, and then that could create more problems. It could cut off the 130, it could destroy Pahoa, it could come down and finish off the rest of Leilani. It could go into Nanavali and all these neighborhoods, so we just have to be careful. And I wanted to talk also about Leilani and the community. There's a lot of people that want gates to keep looters and Looky-loos out, tourists that want to come down and check out fissure 8, and they're worried about the liability of people getting hurt walking along the lava flow, which is understandable. There's really no markers to tell that, hey, you're on somebody's property, you're trespassing, and it's really hard to tell. And a friend of mine, I'm going to do a video with him shortly, he lost his house, and he wants to mark out the roads so people can at least walk on the roads and not trespass. The old roads, he wants to mark out where the old roads were that are covered in lava right now, and that'll kind of give an idea so people don't trespass. You like the shadow? Yeah. The sun is starting to go down. Looks like we have probably, 2.5, 3 hours left of sun. It's been going down earlier and earlier. Hawaii doesn't have daylight savings, We don't mess with that junk. Haha, we're above that, so we don't have to have daylight savings or anything like that. I'm on my friend Rod's. I'm on his property near Fissure 10, and we're looking at the crack that was on his property, the biggest crack that's on his property, and you can tell that there's been some plants growing in it, and yeah, it hasn't really widened. I don't see a whole lot of change. It's pretty much the same from last time I was here about a month and a half ago. So I do smell more SO2 in this area, and for the past 2 weeks I've smelt more SO2 than, let's say, in the past month. So that's kind of interesting. There's something going on below us, of course, with the magma. And yes, so back to Leilani Estates. So the Leilani Association wants to put up gates to keep out looters and looky-loos. The problem is they can't shut off Leilani Avenue because that is a state county road. So what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to put up a bunch of these gates on all the private roads, which is going to be a ton of money. And actually, I think it would be a danger because lava is going to return here. It could be uprift or downrift or in the same spot. So having more gates would have, there would be more complications to escaping or, getting your stuff out, or even just having somebody help you, right? There's a gate, so it's always a problem. Anybody that lives behind a gated community, I have for a couple years, and it's just a hassle. It's really kind of a hassle, and it doesn't keep out looters like everybody thinks, because the looters actually live in Leilani. I imagine the majority of looting that happened in Leilani were from residents that live in Leilani that are shady. That's just kind of how it is. They have the most opportunity. They can get in here, and they're not like strangers to the neighborhood. So I think the majority of looting was people that lived here or knew somebody and brought in a bunch of friends to loot. Now the Looky-loos, it will stop the tourists from coming down Leilani Avenue and just walking along Fissure 8 and checking it out. So I understand that. It's just that I'm on the gate. I'm on the fence about it. I think that they can do whatever they want, but I think it's just not worth investing in, because I've always had the idea of you live in Hawaii to be kind of a minimalist, or at least in this area, because you don't want to put, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars into your property and then just have it covered in lava, or make it's worthless now because there's a volcanic eruption next to your house. So I've never been an advocate of mainland houses in Leilani. So they're gonna try to do the gates to prevent tourists from coming in here, just looky-loos or whoever, locals that want to just check it out, that don't live here or don't have any friends here, and to keep looters out. I don't know. It's kind of interesting, and I guess it's going to go forward. So there's been talk about the homeowners association actually buying Leilani Avenue from the county, and that would be a lot of money. So I don't think that's going to be possible, and that could take years. To buy a county road, I don't think that just happens quickly. So, by the time they buy the county road, a couple years down the road, or down, a couple years go by, and then the lava returns. So, yeah, our whole mentality, and I think a lot of people got a wake-up call in this area. A lot of property values have just plummeted. Now, people are saying, oh, my house is worth more because it's near Fissure 8. I've heard this. And they just don't understand that that yeah, there might be a certain section of people that are adventurous, but the majority of people are not going to buy or spend a lot of money on a property that's, you can't hide that there was a lava eruption just recently. You're just not hiding that. So, everybody, I feel for a lot of people, and it's just tough. And the recovery process is moving along. We have 2 roads in Leilani that were repaired, and one was completely cut off, and the other one was kind of drivable, and now both of them are fairly are decent. I drove on Moku, and you saw a video that I did of Kapono. So the recovery process is moving along. The construction down at the 137, the Red Road, that's moving along, and they're going to be, to Pohiki soon, or access to Pohiki will be fairly quick, I think, within the next month or so, and that's moving along. And I do hear of some people, complaining about, well, they're making a road into Pohiki, but they're not making a road into, let's say, like Kapoho area, because there are some houses that are trapped there. Well, there's 2 reasons. First, the one by McKinsey, the lava flow that's by McKinsey, in between McKinsey and Pohiki, is older, so it's cooled down, and it's not as steamy and not as hot. Now, the other lava flow that was over Kapoho was extremely, it was long, or along the coast. It was almost like 5 miles along the coast, and it's the most recent. So there's going to have to be, at least another month probably to catch up to the age, of the lava. So it's going to be interesting. Okay, so what we got? There's some comments. I'm going to read some comments. Yeah, in May, I imagine, you can go to Pohiki right now. And there was talk about, going after YouTubers or Facebookers or people that hike out to Pohiki. I just don't think the county has the resources to go after and stop people from doing that. So I'm not worried about that. I know some of my viewers have commented, because they watched a video of the city council threatening YouTubers, and they're talking about Scott, myself, and a few other people on Facebook, Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I just don't think they're going to come after YouTubers. I don't think they're going to come after Scott, or they're going to come after me. I just don't think that's going to happen. They might threaten, but that's what the government does. They say, oh, don't do this, don't do that, but then they kind of tweak it and change it, and so it's not so bad. So let's see what the comments are looking like. Yes, please hit the like button. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, awesome. And Dave, aloha Dave. How's it going? I haven't heard much about Jeremiah's case. I know it's going to trial. You know how those things go. He's going to have to go back to court probably in total like 6 or 7 times. He's already gone 4 times. And, each time is, weeks apart, sometimes a month apart. So I'm not quite sure. I don't think he's gone for his I don't think his trial has started. But isn't that crazy? There's going to be a trial for a loitering ticket in the disaster zone. Come on. This is ridiculous. Yes, a lot of people don't realize that the Pohiki boat ramp was the second most productive boat ramp on the island. And if you've been in Puna, that would surprise you, because this place is really not, happening. You'd think that Kona would have all of the really good fishing spots. And I know, you know, a couple years ago, Pohiki would be the first or the most productive, you know, depending on year to year. And I remember reading that Pohiki would produce or, you know, they would catch more fish in Pohiki than anywhere on the island. And that's amazing to me because there's a lot more, you know, boats in Hilo and Kona. It's amazing. I want to thank everyone for watching. Please give this a thumbs up and hit the bell symbol if you could to get notifications. I love you guys. This is awesome. The community is growing, and I want you to check out, if you haven't already, Doing Hawaii, Scott from Apu Tours, Jeremiah from Strange Hawaii. I'll comment after this video is over, and I'll provide links to all those guys. What fish do I catch mostly? I've caught about 7 or 8 varieties of fish on the Big Island. I would catch, of course, rock cod the most, and it's good. It's really good, especially cooked over a fire. And it's a scorpion fish, and people are concerned about, you could get, I forgot what it's called, but it's like something that the reef fish can give you, but the effects are basically just like being drunk, and you only get it if you eat the uncooked blood. So I'm not worried about that. So I eat, yeah, smoked over a campfire is awesome. That's the, if I go fishing, it's almost, you know, 90% of the time I'm gonna cook the fish right there along the coast. I don't want to deal with, you know, bringing home fish unless I catch a lot. But I usually just fish enough, you know, catch a couple fish and then just cook it right on the coast and eat it. What do I use for bait? I use squid or octopus. We call it taco here. I can use taco poke, and poke is, of course, the raw, you know, like raw fish with like vegetables and marinated in a special way. Yes, I love lobster. Yeah, we have the spiny lobster out here. But tell you the truth, you know, last time I was in Boston, I wasn't too impressed with the Maine lobster, you know, from Maine, and because I had some lobster when I was in Boston a few years ago, and excuse me, and I wasn't impressed. I like I like Hawaii and California lobster better, so it's kind of interesting. And I will do more fishing. I'm gonna get into more fishing. It's just been kind of crazy lately. I've been helping friends, you know, repair the disaster, you know, damage done by the SO2 and stuff. And I went to my storage the other day and I got most of the stuff out of storage. So I'm going to do a couple more trips. It's been really, really busy lately and helping people recover and just kind of being in it's like a limbo, right? We're not quite sure when the lava is going to come back, so you don't want to put too much energy or too much money into repairing your house, you know. So it's very, very much a trick. So I'm going to try to get more chocolate going, and I really want to do, you know, some more fishing videos. Of course, I think that's really cool. Let's answer some questions here. Yeah, this crack right here hasn't really changed much. You can see a lot of it is growing. There's grass growing back. And I'll kind of give you guys a shot of what this crack looks like. It's pretty wide in spots. You can see my hand right here. It's pretty wide. And I've done a couple videos from here. I just haven't been to my buddy's property in quite a while, and so I wanted to make a live video from his property. I'll go over here. Now I can smell a little SO2. You can see the steam. How does that look? That looks pretty cool, huh? Yeah, it is, what is it, 3:38, almost 3:40. Yeah, walking on Tephra. There's some crunchiness. You guys have probably seen plenty of this. Yeah, it's everywhere. This is my buddy's property. That's a mix between steam and SO2. I can smell a little bit of it, but it's definitely, I can tell that it's just a little bit of SO2. Not much. Mainly just steam. It's kind of like I get blasted, like kind of like the shower, you know, or a sauna. And here, I'll get you guys another spot. Check out some sulfur deposits. Yes, you can use the tephra. My buddy Gary is actually using it as a growing medium, and we did some tests, and it really wasn't that acidic. I was really surprised. So the acidity of it has washed out, I think, over time. So it can be used as a good medium, like a perlite. Yeah, you could. I mean, if there was water here, there would be a hot spring for sure. This ground is hot. I can feel the heat coming off these cracks. And there's, you know, something really interesting too is if there wasn't any moisture for the steam to happen, it wouldn't be as hot. Now we're getting into the steam here. Okay, let's to another spot where there's sulfur. That's all sulfur. That's a lot of sulfur right there. Yeah, just plenty of sulfur. You guys hear the tourist helicopters? Yeah, this whole area, it's like snow. But, you know, I walked over here, now I don't really smell that much SO2 because the wind is at my back. Let's see. Don't try this at home. No, it's not catching fire. It's too damp. Yeah, I think I've already well, I'm trying not to touch the yellow stuff. See what that looks like. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so we're looking at plenty of sulfur, and there is definitely yellow sulfur. Zoom in. Whoa. See that? Yeah, it didn't light up, but I think the reason why it didn't light up because there's so much steam around here. Woo. Okay, I'm gonna move over here. Okay, there we go. It doesn't really stink right now. I mean, there's a little bit of sulfur, but I don't think it's too bad. I've gotten really good at detecting sulfur with my nose. Okay, what new phone is working good? Oh yeah, the picture quality is... Yeah, this new phone is definitely awesome. SO2 levels, I don't think they've been really that big of a deal. I don't think the USGS has really detected much. It hasn't changed much, but as a citizen of Leilani, I have smelt more SO2 in the past couple weeks. It's kind of interesting. And as of yesterday, there's been deflation, so that kind of is counter to what was happening, where there was lava filling up this area, the rift zone, and at the summit, and then all of a sudden it stopped and kind of deflated. But that might be a pattern. Is Sarah here? Aloha, Sarah. Okay, now it's getting kind of foggy. Move. There's some more sulfur. Aloha, Sarah. Thank you. Who else is here? Is Jeremiah here? Who do we all got? We got Molly. Aloha, Molly. Katie. Aloha, Dana. Aloha, Peter. Wow, everybody. Sue. Aloha, Sue. Sharon. Aloha. Gwen. Aloha. Let's see. Jared. Aloha. Up. Aloha, everybody. So we're looking at sulfur. Sulfur deposit. And let's see. Yeah, I'm sounding good. Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's been kind of a crazy past couple weeks. I've been pretty busy, and the recovery process is moving along. The roads are getting repaired. I'm helping friends with their plant die-off and helping them clean up after the lava disaster. And then I'm moving stuff back from the storage because my 6-month lease is out, and they're not going to provide the discount that they did, because I was getting a nice size storage for about $40 a month, where it was normally $80 a month. And since I was a lava disaster refugee or whatever, I could store my stuff there for half off. So it was really awesome, because I have a Leilani Estates address. And at the time I was putting stuff in storage, I was thinking, oh yeah, you know, my house is gone. It's going to be covered in lava, or it's going to get burnt down by lava. So that was a very stressful time. But now I'm moving stuff back. Yeah, that's sulfur that's covering everything. Here's what it normally looks like. So here, I'll give you the difference. You can see here. You can see the sulfur is like right here. This is like all sulfur, and you can see that this would be like, you know, normal cinder. And you can see the difference. It's kind of like snow on the ground. My homestead is doing better. I will do a homestead recovery video. I'm waiting for my air potatoes to grow a little bit bigger so you guys can see, you know, air potatoes just growing from a vine. They're the good ones. They're not the junk ones that are in Florida. We do have the junk ones that are an invasive species, but we also have the kind that's even better than an Idaho potato, and it's not toxic. So I'm waiting for those to get closer to harvest so I could do a homestead video that's interesting. But thank you. Yes, my homestead is recovering greatly. It's definitely a lot better, and my chickens are doing better. I think sulfur is gonna, I mean, a little bit of sulfur has some kind of benefit. I don't know how much. Here, I'm gonna move you guys a little bit so you can see this. That's pretty cool. As the sun goes down, you can see the steam. The sun is going down. Yeah, air potatoes are pretty cool. How's the kittens? Yeah, Cammie's doing great. Puma's doing good. Cammie's getting fat, and Puma's getting fat. My other cat, Pippi, Pippinella, she's kind of sketched out. I got her fixed, and so ever since she got fixed, she's just been really kind of sketched and didn't like humans, or doesn't like humans. And she's kind of getting skinny, but she's always been skinny. She's one of those smaller cats, mini cats or whatever. Yes, air potatoes are better than Idaho potatoes. I've done a video on them, you know, a year ago or so, and you can check that out. You know, you just type in air potatoes, and I think I've got one of the few videos on that. Yes, thank you, Sarah. Yes, and I've got a big bag of cat food to give Gregory from the money that you sent, Sarah, and I just have to get a hold of him, and I have to coordinate when I can go drop it off to him. And he was featured in one of my videos, and he was feeding the cats during this eruption. So Sarah sent me some money, and I got this huge, you know, 50-pound bag of cat food for him. And then I gave Jeremiah's tortoises some lettuce. So let's see. Oh yes, please give this a thumbs up, everyone. Any fellow looters in the chat? I don't think so. There's a couple notorious younger guys that live here that are into drugs and thievery, and it's pretty obvious who they are, and most people that live here know who they are. And so there's about 3 of them that live in this subdivision, and they're probably responsible for, you know, 90% of the looting and robberies. Oh no, this was a long time ago that I had my cat Pippinella. She, let's see, that was about 5 years ago now. I got her fixed, and I think the vet was a little rough with her. And then after that, she just has been really afraid of people and just kind of not very happy. Like she's just kind of mad. She's probably mad at me or something, you know. But she's doing good. All my animals are doing good. The chickens are doing good. I'm starting to be able to eat from my property again because that's a big thing about living in Hawaii is it's so expensive. The groceries are so expensive. Everything's so expensive. So if you can have like 80% of what you put on the table comes from your own garden, then you could save a lot of money. And I'd say that you can't really do it here unless you make lots of money, first of all, and you can just blow all the money on food, or you have like 50% of your diet comes from your garden. Either your chickens or, your vegetable garden or your homestead or whatnot. That's the best way to do it here in Hawaii. I mean, milk is so expensive. A small bag of groceries is $50. I am not kidding you. You could go and get some bacon, some milk, and some yogurt, maybe like a couple vegetables, and at the end of it, it's $50, and it's like a meal for like a day or two. It's like so. Let's see. Um, yeah, if you can be off grid, that's the best. Because so Hawaii has the most expensive electricity in the nation. For instance, California is one of the highest, and they're at 15 cents a kilowatt where I used to live. Hawaii is, I think, what I'm paying 38 cents a kilowatt. So, yeah, it can be very expensive. It's more than double, uh, electricity. But if you can do like a mix between solar and being on grid, or sell the power that you have to the company, that's pretty good too. What's up, Jeremiah? You're in the. Here we go. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, don't forget Jeremiah has calendars. Jeremiah, where can we get your calendars? Um, yeah. So the groceries and a lot of the stuff, the milk and cheese and yogurt and even rice and stuff is brought by boat. Electricity is usually a tricky thing, right? And we don't have like a whole lot of power plants, so that it's going to be expensive. Okay, so some parts of Hawaii will be like just like the mainland. You have a sewer bill, you have a trash bill, you have, your electric bill, and then this part of Hawaii, Puna, there's no state or county trash collection. Most of the houses are not on county water, and so if you, for instance, were to live in Leilani and you were to have a catchment, basically the only bill that you would have, utility-wise, would be an electricity bill, because you could do everything off of catchment, and it rains so much here that you would never really have a problem. Uh, yeah, windmills are not that good. I'm all about solar because there's no moving parts. Windmills just have so much maintenance because it's a moving, the theory is it's constantly moving to create power, where every time you have a moving part, you're going to have trouble. So solar is the way to go. Yeah, and geothermal is not good. It's kind of crazy to think about. They drill a hole a mile deep in a volcano, big as a softball, as round as a softball, and power turbines off of the steam that comes from that. So that's kind of a crazy concept. Um, I haven't seen much of a rise in any of my utility bills. Uh, just groceries are really just expensive. Okay, so what's going on in the comment section? Yeah, solar hot water, solar everything. I mean, okay, so for instance, I was in California. My water bill was $200 for me and my ex-wife, and we did have a lawn, but that was a three-bedroom house, two people living in it. It was $200 a month, and then our electric bill was about 200 as well. So just for water and electricity, we were paying $400 a month. But of course, it's California. You can make good money. And I think my trash was like $50, and then this couple other, another $50. So it was about $500 a month, and that wasn't including the mortgage. Because mortgage is $1,600. So in California, my bills were, including food, was probably, food, electricity, mortgage, all of that trash and everything was around $3,000, a little bit less. And that was every month. And then you move to Hawaii, and you're not paying water. You might be paying electricity, which, is not that much because you're not, you don't have like a mainland house, and you're not running, two TVs and an Xbox and a bunch of computers and a bunch of lights. I only have like 3 lights in my cabin, and I have a big screen TV, and I watch DVDs, movies every once in a while, but it's not like I was in California. Okay, so a lot of people ask this. Okay, so February, water temperature, 72 degrees. That's all I really have to say, right? If the water temperature in December, January, and February is 72 degrees, yeah, you can imagine that Hawaii doesn't get that cold, at least where I live. Now, there is snow up on the mountains, and I will try to get a video of that next time it snows. So you can go surfing in the morning. You can go hang out in the jungle for lunch. And then you can spend the evening snowboarding. And then you can go hang out in the desert for a nighttime bonfire. Hawaii has all of the environments except for frozen tundra and Arctic. So it's really cool. So it's hard to say, what the temperature is December, January, February, right? But I always just tell people water temperature during winter is an average of 72 to 74, and then water temperature is an average of 84 to 86 in summer. So that's a good idea of the temperatures we're dealing with here. You guys are getting the snow in Boulder, huh? Hawaii, yeah. I mean, when you have water temperatures of 72 degrees during winter, that's pretty much paradise, right? And that's the highs, of course, you know. Okay, so I'm going to answer some questions. What do we got going on here? Yeah, Colorado skiing time. Kentucky? Well, you got the horses in Kentucky. I guess we got horses here too. Yes, I was in San Diego, Sarah. That's where I was at. I've lived in San Francisco, LA, San Diego, and a couple other parts of California. I don't want to touch the yellow sulfur. I think it's all kind of poisonous. Yeah, I'm Australian electrical bills are shocking, Gabe. Okay, so how much do you spend a kilowatt? You might not know this, but how much is your price for kilowatt in where are you? Australia? Or where? Hold on, I can't see that. Sun is in my eyes. What was that question? Yeah, there is ranchers here. But see, the thing is, anything from Hawaii is more expensive. So if you have, grass-fed beef raised in Hawaii, it's going to be expensive compared to like, beef from Mexico or something. I don't know, or even like Wyoming. And so the milk here is going to be expensive. Just everything, it's just more. A group trip. I'm not much of a tour guide. Oh, you want to see the camper? The camper is over here. Looks like it's doing good. 26 cents a kilowatt. Okay, that's for Australia. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Okay, so wow. Because to me, like, Australia is like an island, of course, but it has so many resources. Hawaii has no precious metals. We don't even have clay here. There's really nothing valuable of Hawaii, just the environment. Isn't that a shocking picture? You can see that picture, right? And then I'll switch you over to this picture. And I'm just basically turning you around. And that, it's kind of a shocker. Okay, let's get you a better view. So I'm gonna switch up the spots real quick. I think that looks really cool. And I'm gonna probably end the video soon. I think that just looks cool. This is Fissure 10. We're near Fissure 10. Fissure 10 is really long. It's like 600 feet long. Yeah, I can't believe Australia, 26 cents kilowatt. That's kind of ridiculous. Because I know California is like almost 40. And there's parts in California that I know are like 40 cents a kilowatt. Yeah, there's a huge movement of becoming off-grid prices are becoming so crazy. And I think America has gotten away from its food source and being able to be self-reliant. Okay, so I'm going to answer some questions and probably wrap it up here. Ontario. Okay, see, that's reasonable. 6 to 13 cents a kilowatt, that's reasonable. Okay, yeah, 26 cents in Australian is 18 cents in US. That's okay, so that's not too crazy. That's like California. Okay, so Colorado, see? Yeah, it's 11. And of course, it's not going to be the whole state is not that, but it fluctuates in between there. Like, for instance, California, I think is like, there's parts of California where it's like 30 cents, but then there's other parts where it's like 40 cents a kilowatt. No, I think the utility company, Helco, paid for bringing the power back. But my buddy, he has a problem. He didn't get a permit for his power, and they cut off his power or cut the line, and then they won't reattach it. So he won't be able to have power at his house, or he just has a little cabin, but still it's a vacation rental. Yeah, California is ridiculous. You could easily rack up, hundreds of dollars. Yeah, Kapoho. Yeah, Hawaii is the highest. California is up there. Yeah, thank you for that, Sarah. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Or I'm sorry. Yeah, I think I said that. No, California is 15 cents or 20 cents or whatever. That's what I was paying in California. But that was like 5 years ago. So, but anyway, please give this a thumbs up. Hit the bell symbol to get notifications. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'm going to wrap this video up right here, everyone. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to answer some questions. Hawaii has lots of sharks, yes. There's, every once in a while there's, people get bit. So there's lots of sharks. The last big shark attack was down in Pohiki a few years ago. A 15-year-old boy was bit. One of the families that lived down there, I believe it was the same family as the Red House right there in Pohiki. He got bit. Young guy, 15 years old. And guess what? He went out right after, he wasn't afraid. Okay, I'm gonna take off, everybody. I want to thank you for watching. Again, hit the thumbs up, and that would be awesome if you enjoyed this. Subscribe if you haven't already, and comment. I'll try to answer some questions, and I'll provide links to Jeremiah's channel from Strange Hawaii. I'll provide links to Scott's channel from Apu Tours, and I'll provide links to Charles, his channel, Doing Hawaii, in the comments section. Okay, everyone, much mahalo. Have an awesome Halloween. Tomorrow is Halloween. Be safe. Much mahalo. I thank you guys. And until next time, hui ho. Aloha. Be safe, everybody.